Hi and welcome. I'm Joco, and joining with me always is the lovely Haylee.
Hi everyone.
This is the Animunchies podcast where we talk about life, food here in Southern California from LA all the way to San Diego and in between. Then we flip on that nerd switch, talk about gaming, anime, and Haylee's specialty,
Kpop.
K-pop. So, hello everyone. Thanks for joining us. Hope you've all been well. Again, you can hit us up on animunchiesla@gmail.com for some topics or anything you want us to talk about or to say hi. And let's jump into food, our favorite. And since we talked about regular food last time, I think we're about due for some boba talk.
Yes.
And what spot are we going to be talking about this time?
It's called Jin's Tea House.
Jin's Tea House. Is it Jin with S?
Jin.
Jin?
Yeah.
So just Jin. Jin Tea House.
Yeah.
Jin as in
Jin from BTS.
Worldwide Handsome Jin.
Yeah.
But it's not actually his tea house. It's just called Jin Tea House. And there's two locations actually. We've only been to the Pasadena one. That's like the main one you usually go to. And apparently there's a West Covina one too.
Yeah.
So we've never been there, but maybe when we're in West Covina. So we're finally here in San Gabriel Valley, SGV 626.
Yes.
I feel like we're always talking about LA and then Orange County.
OC, yeah.
So we finally made it. And we're now in Pasadena. And there's a lot in Alhambra, Pasadena, that whole area. A lot of good food spots there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. We usually go to Boiling Point.
Yeah.
It's like a hot pot place.
There's so much to choose from. I mean, even down to Arcadia. There's a lot there too that we love. But Jin Tea House is what we're talking about.
Yes.
Time to get back on track. And it's one of my favorite boba spots,
Yeah.
milk tea spots in general.
Well, the reason why we found out about it was because it's connected to the restaurant Boiling Point.
Right. So we're waiting one of those nights, like maybe a couple of years ago. We're just waiting for, to get seated when we still had indoor dining. I don't know what that is these days.
Yeah.
I don't remember how that feels like. But, and it's literally right next door.
Yeah,
Jin
but
Tea
they
House.
also serve it in the restaurant too.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. So
Yeah, 'cause
it's
you
kind
can
of like
order
it neighbors it. Plus they have access to the kitchen or something. So that's why you can order it there. So we've ordered it, I think, before in Boiling Point.
Boiling Point, yeah.
And also we've done it on occasion where later on that we've just ordered it straight up from Jin.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I think we really like their the boba's really good. First of all,
Our go-to drink. It's called there's no really name, but it's the organic milk tea with tofu pudding and brown sugar boba.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah,
it's
I was just gonna say it. If you're Filipino, it literally tastes like a taho boba.
Yeah,
drink,
it's a
tea.
it's a taho drink. If you're
Yeah.
Filipino, which is it's taho. Even if you're familiar with it, it's like a kind of like a light Filipino like sweet dessert. It's like light syrup mixed with
like
tofu. Silken tofu, yes.
And then it has like the tapioca pearls in it, also that with brown sugar syrup as well.
So it literally is like a handheld drink version.
Yeah, but
of
and then
taho.
it's usually served hot, and I think you can get this drink hot as well.
I think so too.
Yeah, like
and
hot and cold.
obviously the big difference is it has milk tea also.
Yeah.
But it's so good. Like it just blends so well together. It's like has good sweetness, but it's not super sweet because like the tofu balances it out.
Yeah.
And the milk tea itself is good, and like boba is always warm when we get it. So like when you're sipping up the boba, it tastes so good.
It's really good. They have like other drinks there, but I think the other one that I've gotten from them before is the Hokkaido milk tea.
That was good too.
That one's good.
What? Because our friends Michael and Erwin, they always order something different, like what you don't usually order when you go to
it's
like
usually
milk
just,
tea
the
spots.
Tea blends.
They get regular like tea blends or like even like mixed like ice stuff. Like I don't know, it's like all different fruit.
They usually get like lychee, I think, like the jelly,
Lychee jelly and like I don't know, just all this like passion fruit. They
Yeah,
get like
passion
all this
fruit.
different stuff. I think there's a passion fruit tea that they get with like lychee jelly, whatever you want to call it. Tornado, tomato, potato, and so I think all of them is good too because they've had let us try it too.
Yeah.
It's like super refreshing.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of other ones like butterfly tea and all that different stuff that
Yeah.
other people are more interested in.
I think people get those more for like the aesthetic look because like it's layered, so like the different colors. So it'll be like yellow, blue, and purple, like the drink.
Right. Oh, what I gotta. We went recently, so we went like this past weekend. I gotta say, what blew my mind is the container, how they hold the cups.
Oh, the to-go
It's so
cups.
simple for the
Yeah.
It's like, you know how usually they have like those bottom holder trays that you put the drinks in,
How you get from
or like you
McDonald's.
carry it. Also, like they have those where you put the drinks inside. So how they like whoever invented this is genius because it's probably super cheap and
Yeah.
super like smart. It's just like a cardboard folded, like it's like rounded on the bottom. And the cardboard is folded. There's holes in it, and then you put the
just
drinks
slide
in
them
there. Because like the top part of the boba drinks can't fit through, so it kind of locks in place, and you're just holding it, and it's just like a piece
Like
of
a shopping
cardboard.
bag kind of thing.
It doesn't look
Wait.
like a bag though. Like it looks like a bent. It looks like a cardboard, literally like
No, but
cardboard
I mean like you
stapled.
hold it like a shopping bag.
Oh yeah, like it has a handle. But I'm just
Yeah.
saying like it looks like a cardboard stapled together, and then there's two holes
He
in there.
was so
and you just throw it in
fascinated
there.
about it.
Yeah, I had Haley hold it so I could record a video of it because it looks so cool. Just post it to the IG. So yeah, Jin Tea House, super good. Another one of those spots when you're not in LA or Orange County. Finally,
Yeah.
since we've kind of stepped out of there, which makes me think we should definitely talk about more spots over there. So
There's a lot.
yeah, maybe the next one we'll talk a food spot. Definitely, there's so many. Like I just I'm
We
like
haven't
in
even
my
talked
mind.
about Boiling Point. I think we should.
Not even
next
Boiling
time.
Point. There's Jazz Cat.
Oh yeah, see?
See, there's so much. There's Dongpo,
Oh yeah.
and there's like there's so much. There's so many spots. So definitely check it out. Jin Tea House. We'll see you there. And make sure you invite us if you ever go. And I guess it's time to flip on the nerd switch with Haley's specialty, K-pop.
Kpop. So I guess it's my personal specialty because we're talking about BTS again today.
Of course we are.
I mean, I'm most knowledgeable in them. But they're gonna be at the Grammys this Sunday, March 14th. They're gonna be the first K-pop group to ever perform at the Grammys.
Really?
And
That's
also be
crazy.
nominated. So they're gonna have their own stage, which I'm pretty sure they're gonna perform Dynamite. They haven't because I watched an interview
I'll
with
put
them.
money on Dynamite.
Yeah, definitely
I'll put all my
Dynamite
money.
because they were nominated for that particular song for a Grammy for the
Oh, I
best.
see.
I think it was like pop group of
Okay.
2020. But yeah, so they're the first K-pop group because last year at the Grammys, if you guys watched, you probably remember them. They were like the backup singers for I forgot what his name is.
Oh,
The
I don't know.
cowboy guy that sing
Cowboy guy.
the Old Town Road song. Who is the one that sings that? Old Town. You know that song though, right? Old Town Road.
I don't know. It's not like Blake Shelton or something like that,
I
right?
forgot who it is because
'Cause that's like the only one I can think of that's like, oh, damn. You have your phone?
Yeah.
I'll stall and talk if you want to look it up.
well,
So Haley is currently on her phone looking it up, which is crazy though that BTS is like at this level. It's surprising to think of it now that they've never
Lil
been.
Nas is the one that sings it. Old Town Road. So BTS was.
That was totally off. I was thinking something else.
I got
I was
the
thinking
song.
Blake Shelton.
I got the song correct, but then yeah, it's Lil Nas. They were his backup singers for that song. Yeah, so like if you
That
want to
was so
watch
off.
like last year's performance, you'll see BTS, and I was like, oh, like they deserve their own stage, and they finally get it.
Yeah,
because
because they're bigger than Lil Nas now, if anything.
So they finally get their own stage this year. I'm pretty sure they're gonna be singing other songs other than Dynamite, but they're keeping it a secret. They said.
Oh yeah.
Because I saw a interview with them, and then they were like, "It's a secret, but we've been working hard."
Since okay, I want to challenge you, Haley, since you're such a BTS expert.
Oh no!
What would you guess, or at least like 2 other songs they would perform, aside from obviously Dynamite?
Life Goes On,
Okay, Life Goes On.
and shoot, I don't know what the other one would be. If it would be like from their older albums, maybe Spring Day, but then maybe from their recent one. They might do Blue and Gray. I'm not sure though.
Want to know my guess?
What you're gonna
I
think?
agree. I agree with your obviously Dynamite. I agree with Life Goes On. I think the third pick is like a
An
sleeper
English
pick of
song?
of a cover.
Maybe.
of a cover of, you know how they did the Coldplay Fix You?
Right.
I feel like it would,
Maybe.
if they do that, that'd be crazy. But if anything,
Maybe
I think it's a cover
with
or collaboration.
Too.
That's my
Secret.
my guess. So
yeah.
What happened?
Oh, I heard a sound. I thought it was your laptop. Sorry.
And I mean that's pretty exciting to be like. I mean, just for any artist, they're like that have. There's been artists over the years that have always been nominated at the same time performing.
Right.
But this is big, I guess, for like K-pop in general.
Because like for BTS, like if you watch all their interviews,
which Haylee does,
no,
is what she's implying.
Not all of them, but anyway,
90%.
Like, well, they always say like when they're being interviewed by like especially like American like interviewers, they're like, what is your one dream, or like what is something that you want to accomplish? They're always like, to win a Grammy. This was like a long time ago, like when they first came out as well, like so maybe like 7 years ago.
Wow.
6 years ago.
Damn.
They've always said like, oh, we would love to like be a part of the Grammy Awards show because it's like so well known, like it would make us so proud, and like they've always seen it as like their dream to be on the Grammys. And then look at them now, like 7 years later.
They're on it. They're nominated.
They're going to perform. They have their own stage. Yeah. So it's a big thing for them. It's like they get really like emotional about it.
It seems like they're not the only one emotional about it.
So proud of them.
Oh my gosh. I'm sure the army's proud.
Yeah.
So I'm excited. So that's actually going to be
this
today.
Yeah.
This is when we're gonna post it. So, because this is one of the first times we're like posting, like for the coming week. We were like recording this actually the week of.
Yeah.
So this Sunday, you don't have the time.
It's at 5. Like the Grammys start at 5 p.m. I don't know.
We don't know when. So you just have to tune in.
Yeah.
Do you know what channel?
Nope.
The Grammys in? So just watch the Grammys at 5
We don't
p.m.
even have like regular cable, so I don't know. We have
Lowcast.
Oh, I don't know. We'll have to look it up.
So is that Pacific Standard Time?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So Pacific Standard Time here in California.
Yeah, because it's here, right? Usually the Grammys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember. Yeah, that sounds right. And I wonder how they're gonna do it. Like,
I don't know what they're doing for it.
Because I mean they're still strict, especially here in LA.
I don't know if anyone's actually gonna
like there's gonna be like a red carpet, like celebrities coming in and
know how
seating.
Do that. We'll have to see.
We'll find out.
It's probably just all gonna be like virtual, or like they're gonna be.
Everyone's gonna be in a giant Zoom meeting.
They're gonna film it in their country or
wherever, like their homes. Like everyone's gonna dress nice on their top and watch like just like me, I'm just wearing basketball shorts underneath. That'd be cool. We'll see. That opens it up to a lot of opportunities for collaborations between artists.
Yeah, it sucks though, because like looking back at the Grammys before, where they all get to mingle with like other artists and stuff, they can't even do that this year.
Yeah. Hopefully next year.
Yeah.
There's a chance.
Maybe.
When everyone, for the most part, is vaccinated.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully, I mean we're hoping to get our vaccination soon when the Johnson & Johnson is like more rolled out.
Yeah.
So we don't have to go back for a second dose. So fingers crossed, and good for BTS. Congratulations. BTS. Man, they've come a long way, huh?
They have come a long way.
Maybe we'll talk more about some of the different variety shows next episode.
Oh my gosh. Yes.
So that's it, I guess, for K-pop talk. Anything you want to add? Say.
I love you, Jimin.
What about Jin?
That's
love
for
you, Jin.
you.
Mm-hmm. And V.
Oh, and V. Yeah. Jungkook.
And Jenny.
She's not part of it.
So actually we don't really have a gaming topic set up, because kind of save time, because it's kind of a short week for me, especially like editing. And because we kind of celebrated my birthday this past weekend with my family and my sister and my parents. We had like different days celebrating with them.
So we were busy on Saturday and
during
Sunday.
this week, so it's like kind of more cramped, and I thought that I could save myself a little time by removing one topic.
Right.
And gaming it was. So straight into anime. So what's the topic for this week for anime?
I have no idea, because I'm not watching this anime.
She probably doesn't even know how to pronounce it.
What is it called?
So in English it's called Jobless Reincarnation. Yeah. AKA Mushoku Tensei.
Mushoku Tensei.
Yes. So it's the genre of this one is actually, first off, it's one of the newer ones, one of the currently running ones. It's I think, is it winter 2021? That's, I think, the season we're in right now for anime.
Oh, okay.
That's what they call it.
Oh.
And what it's about, it's an isekai. Isekai is do you kind of know that topic, or like what isekai is for, like, that genre? Is it for
like young adults? No.
Oh no, I mean that's like, so like that's like for young adults is like shonen, or like kids, and then the other one that you're thinking of is seinen.
Oh, seinen.
Like older adults.
I don't know what isekai
So
means.
Isekai, it's almost like, it's kind of like a genre in terms of, like, like rom-com, that kind of a genre.
Oh.
It's like supernatural, shonen, which is, action and like all that kind of. So isekai, what happens in isekais, there's a lot of different isekais out there, is when the main protagonist or ends up, like, they're from the real world, like the normal world, right? And then they get transferred or transported or sent to a different, like, alternative, like, universe, or like a different world. It could be like digital, it could be supernatural.
Is that what isekai is?
Yeah, so that's like what it is,
like
when they're
sword art kind of thing.
Exactly. So sword art is like one of the big main ones
Digimon?
that you could. No, Digimon is an isekai. That's technically an isekai.
Yeah.
So that's the genre of isekai, if you're not too familiar. Like, yeah, so anything that deals with, like, being sent to, like, a different alternative
No Game
universe.
No Life.
No Game No Life is the other big one of my favorite ones. That you're just sent to a different world that's not from your own. And more so, not just like not from where they're from, but like the world that they're originally from, like I said, is like supposed to be kind of relatable to like the readers, like it's supposed to be kind of like more of our normal world.
Right.
So Mushoku Tensei is kind of cool because so he gets transported to a world where it seemed like more like medieval at first, like, but at the same time there's like, it's kind of like one of those things. Think of like kind of like Lord of the Rings type of thing, where it's kind of like medieval, but also those kind of like, it reminds me of those kind of RPGs where
was it like
it has kind of like
Sins
that
kind of thing?
Yeah, like Seven Deadly Sins is a good way to put it too. So like the world of like Final Fantasy, Seven Deadly Sins, that kind of thing. He was back in his old life. I say life because basically what happens is like he's kind of like a shut-in. He's like hikimori, right? Hikimori are those people who are like they're always like they're kind of like hermits. They always stay at home. They're like antisocial.
Like a nomad? No.
Nomad is people that move from place to place.
I'm thinking of something else.
Hermit. Hermit. Yeah, hermits are like shut-ins. Like they always stay like in their own place. They don't like leave. And like especially like I think that I don't know if he's like a gamer or not. I think he's a gamer also. He's always at home just playing games and just not antisocial, barely goes out. He doesn't even like they show how he looks like too. He like his like he's like kind of like fat and doesn't really care about his like hygiene. He doesn't really, he's not a really cool guy, like cool looking guy in the looks department too, for like especially like a protagonist, right? But this is what happens. So like one day, I forgot what happens, like I think he's like gonna get kicked out of his place, or he got kicked out of his place. So he's like walking on the street for like the first time, and then there's like some kids in the middle of the street about to get like ran over by a truck. So he pushes them out the way and saves them because he was like yelling at them, but he's trying to yell at them and tell them to like there's a truck coming. But he's so used to like not communicating or talking to people that even when he's trying to like yell at them, it's like nothing's coming out. He's like, hey, there's something coming, and it's like you can't really hear him. So he like runs and physically pushes them out the way. Guess what? He dies. So this is all within like the first half of the first episode, like what's going on. And as the title it says in English, like because jobless, first he had no job. Reincarnation, yeah, like you said, he gets reincarnated, so he gets transported into like this other world where he's literally reborn as a baby.
Yeah, I saw that part.
So Haley kind of saw some of that stuff going on. I was like, what the hell is going on?
When he's like trying to reach for the mom's, like, was it her boobs?
Yeah. Like, milk, I want milk, mommy.
Yeah, and he's like, wait a second.
No, because like it's funny because like he actually does, he's a baby, so he like grows up, right? From you see him when he's an actual baby, but the crazy thing is his like mental capacity and like his mind
old.
is of whatever was from his past life. So he knows what's going on.
Right. He's like self-aware.
He's like aware of it. He can't talk though as a baby because he's a baby. And plus it's probably like I think they emphasize it's like different language barrier. But like, so that's what happens. Like he's literally born into a new world. And then when you meet the mom and the dad, they're kind of a younger couple. And you like, he keeps his like mind intact. Like, yeah, he's like checking out his mom, but he doesn't know it's his mom at first. And he starts kind of putting all the pieces together, which is like the key theme where they try to emphasize that he's not dumb, or he's not like, you know, at a learning level of like kids growing up. He's an actual adult that's now a kid again. So he's able to kind of decipher, these are probably my parents. And I think along the way, you kind of like see him grow up. It kind of speeds up a little bit as you keep watching, but you get to see that in this world that he lives in, like there's magic. His dad's like because his mom can do magic. So magic exists. His dad is like a really well-known fighter. So it's like, you know, like a video game, like you have different classes.
Right.
And he also like finds out that there's like he could learn to do magic. So he like started self-teaching himself like as a little kid. He's like a 2-year-old kid going around the house. And it's funny too, like the like more like adult R-rated stuff that goes on is like he's a kid and he can hear like when his parents are doing it and they're like, oh, they're at it again, because he knows what's going on, right? He's aware. And then so like he knows when they're like getting it on and stuff, but then he just kind of ignores it and like just like takes advantage of it, like to study and like finds books and tries to read to get as much information about this new world that he basically lives in. And he comes like he's actually very gifted. Like his body, first off, he looks cool and he looks cute as a character, so he got lucky. Obviously you don't want an ugly, not cute main character like in your anime, so of course he looks good and everything. But he finds out that he could do magic spells without saying, because to do magic in that world you have to like conjure and say like long like lines to release and do magic. But he like self-taught himself to like do it without having to say anything. Like he could just whatever, if he wants a fireball or to do like a water attack, he's just like doesn't say anything and just does it. So he's like a genius kind of thing, because he's able to do that. And what he does, like you can tell, like what's kind of cool is when he starts doing that, he knows better to just, you know, like if you're a little kid in real life and you're doing it, you'll just be shooting water balls everywhere without like saying anything. So he like says the lines in front of people to pretend that he's like everyone else. So he, instead of just shooting it without saying anything, so he wanted to judge to see if it's unique, like if it's unique that he's able to do it without like saying the actual words, which he finds out. And he also gets a tutor from his parents, like hire like a tutor from like there's different races and stuff. That's why I'm saying it's like that kind of a thing where it's like, you know, reminds me of like Lord of the Rings or RPGs. There's different races. And I think it's a lot of good character development, because he really knows better as an adult. Everything he knew, like he learned and didn't want to do or wanted to do in his past life, he like learned from that past life, which he doesn't have anymore. And, you know, he puts it in as a kid here in this new life that he has.
Everything that he wanted to do, he's able to do it now.
Yeah, so it's cool. It's kind of like a redemption. You know, kind of like one of those things where it's like people have regrets, and kind of shows like what happens if you just
like, what if I did this instead?
And he does it, and he steps out of his like comfort zone and his boundaries. So it's really cool to see. And there's a lot of stuff that goes on, more than what I'm just like giving you the gist of. A lot of crazy stuff goes on.
There's like action too, right?
A lot of action. You meet like all these different types of characters. It's kind of crazy what's going on right now. I haven't read the manga. I don't plan on reading it yet, because I'm enjoying like seeing the show for itself. The art is really good too. Art is really nice, and it's super detailed, like all the different things going on. And it's really cool to see, because he's taking advantage of everything. Like he's like, I realized I learned faster as a kid at this age. He's like, because if I was learning this, it would be really hard as an adult. But for some reason, as a kid, I'm picking up all this stuff. So he's learning all these different languages.
Isn't that the same in real life too?
Yeah, exactly. Like, that's why.
Yeah, I feel like
it's like you can absorb more as a kid.
As a kid, we can learn more.
But he has like the mental capacity of a kid mixed with like the insight of an adult,
right?
Which is really cool, because now that, like I said, the thing that I thought was cool is when he was learning all these different languages. Like I guess there's a demon language and like for the kind of like the beast language, like all these different languages, and he's just learning it, picking it up, and everyone's just like treating it like, oh, okay, he's like, oh, he's just a curious or very like interesting or smart kid.
Yeah.
But he's because he already learned
Right,
from
he
his past
already
life.
knows, yeah.
So it's cool. It's like a nice redemption thing and a lot of action and a lot of cool stuff. And it also has slice of life vibes. Like, cause he's like, just like living day to day, even though there's action and, supernatural stuff going on. It's like, if it was normal in our world, that's how he's living it. It's
right.
Cause he just has to adapt. And cause he was like a weeb and a gamer. He knows like, he like always uses reference like that. Oh, he's like, oh, okay. So I'm learning this. I should like level up here and like kind of thing. So it's pretty cool. Haylee hasn't watched any of it.
Yeah.
That's why I did a lot of talking just now.
Yeah.
But she saw the birthing.
Yeah. When he's watching like this anime, I'm usually doing like my commissions and stuff.
Yeah, like her art commissions. But I mean, she peeks every now and then, so she kind of asks what's going on when something weird or like some interesting or awkward noises come up.
I would be able to watch it and like draw at the same time if I understood Japanese fluently. So
right, because this is dubbed.
Yeah.
I know it's subbed. This is subbed. So Mushoku Tensei, I liked it a lot. I'm glad I found it.
Is it done yet? The season?
Actually, I don't know, because I mean the season's coming up. The season ending is coming up soon, right? For anime, I think we're at like maybe like maybe we're kind of halfway. I think like a lot of the stuff we're watching is like episode 8 right now, ish. I think so.
Yeah, the ones that started then, because I was like, not Jujutsu Kaisen because that's almost done. That has like 3 more episodes.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So because 8, 9, 10, 11, or like 12, so it's still like we still have a few episodes, but it might be coming to an end. I don't know if Jobless Reincarnation is going to be continued like a second season. I hope so, because I am looking forward to like watching and learning more like about it. And I think that's it for this episode. So I mean, thank you guys for joining us. Check out Mushoku Tensei Jobless Reincarnation. You'll like it. It's really enjoyable to watch. Has good lighthearted moments, and it's like just really cool, the whole concept. I know isekai has been done before, but this one is kind of more like in his shoes, like kind of thing, like more realistic type of isekai. Of course, check out BTS tonight, which is when you're gonna be listening to this. Yes. So hopefully, we don't know when, but they will be performing tonight in the Grammys.
They'll probably just have it on YouTube after. If you
if you miss it, it's always gonna be on YouTube.
Just rewatch it.
But I know Haylee, she wants to see it live, so it'll be so we'll probably be having it somewhere in the back just so Haylee could catch it live. I know the way that YouTube does it, it's like you never know, they might be live and put on YouTube even before the Grammys or like right when they perform, so it's like gonna be instant. And don't forget to go Jin Tea House. Get that milk tea with the tofu pudding. Yes. And of course the brown sugar boba. Hot is nice too. Like it's nice and warm, especially because it's cold right now. Yeah. So
it's been cold and crazy.
Yeah, it's getting dark right now too. So the lighting's probably not going to be that great for this episode. But thanks for joining us as always. Please hit that like button, that subscribe button, that follow button if you're on like all those different podcast streaming stuff like Spotify, Google, Apple Podcasts, and we'll see you in the next episode. Peace.